Oh. Oh.
That's a lot of sighing.
Yeah, my knees are killing me.
I'm sorry.
And I had to move the shade the second time because the sun is coming now right in my eyes on this chair.
How dare it?
How dare it? Some Earth Day.
Darn that sun.
How are you doing?
Let's see. What day is it? Monday? Less than 2 weeks before I retire.
Is that good?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi, Lori. How you doing?
Good. Let's see. We're already recording. Okay.
Hey, Beth, where are you working now?
Hey there. I work at for the State Division of Forestry now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, they hired me as an outreach forester.
That's great.
Thanks. Yeah. So far so good, just starting.
So what does the outreach forester do? Will I be seeing you do little videos on Facebook like Dave Irving yesterday?
Dave put one yesterday, huh? Yeah, they're having me do social media and but also just like programming for the public and website and printed materials and stuff like that.
That sounds like a great job.
Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
excited. Definitely. I think there's going to be they've never had an outreach forester before, so we're kind of making up the job as we go, which is, I don't
That's
mind
even
at all.
better.
I know,
Especially
right?
if you have a big say in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave's question yesterday, what's your favorite state forest and why? So it was interesting to read some of the replies that people were putting up on Facebook.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a good one. Well, I'd have to say Goodwin, but I'm a little biased.
I'm a little biased too, so I said Natchog and Nipmuc because
Oh,
those are the ones in my backyard.
Yeah. No, those are good ones. It's funny, I didn't see that post. I was on the social media this morning. I'll have to check it out.
Maybe because I answered it, I keep seeing it over and over and
Mm.
over.
Yep.
Yay, it worked. Okay. Grace, you're on.
Mike isn't.
Okay, well, I'm assuming she's listening. So The meeting comes to order at 7:02. Welcome, everybody. Let's go around and report being here. Lee Wessler is here.
Crystal Adams is here.
Jean Pillow is here.
Mara Roby's here.
Beth Bernard is here.
Lori Barefoot's here.
Pam Spaeth is here.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
All
a
right.
grunt from Grace.
Version of Grace.
Yeah.
Is here.
I was
Okay.
waiting to see if anybody else was going to sign in.
Okay, so there's no
Oh,
alternates to seat.
None.
Did anyone look at the minutes and is there a movement to approve?
Somebody's got to approve them, guys.
Yeah, they're,
Well, I can approve them. It's Lori Barefoot, but I wasn't at that meeting.
but Lori can approve. Is there a
That's
second?
okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second Pam Spaeth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Is there anyone opposed? And is there anyone abstaining?
I think I need to abstain because I wasn't there. Or was
No,
I?
it's,
It doesn't
Ro-
matter.
yeah, Robert's
it's the
rules.
reading
Grace,
of
Grace,
them.
Grace, I'm running the meeting. Yeah, Robert's rules, you don't have to be there.
I'm still gonna abstain.
Okay, so we got one abstention. Okay, there's nobody in the public to participate, so we're moving along. Treasurer's report, Grace.
Okay, we have $2,161.22 in our special fund, and the budget is down to $334.16.
And
Any
I have a question for Grace. What's been paid for from our budget? Has the website been paid for and all that? And the
I don't know. Was
membership?
it billed? I didn't get any extra bills.
I don't have anything to submit for the
Okay,
website.
then
Any other questions for the treasurer? Hey, chairman's report. I'm sure everybody heard about Jay Swan passing.
mhm.
That's a huge loss to not only the community, but he was a good friend of the commission. So just want that to go in the minutes. Okay, communications.
There were none that I had.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay.
Hang on. Very good. Okay, so well, we got one from the office manager of human resources, Crystal Adams, that the town of Eastford is hosting an FOI workshop. If anybody's interested. When is it, Crystal? Oh,
I
April
don't-
30th. April 30th, 7 p.m. Eastford Town Office. And then I got a notice from Kakiwick that requests support for opposing a new bill that's going through the state Congress about housing developments and multi-housing units. If you want details on that, I guess I can. Does anyone want details on this, or do you want me to go through it?
I would be very interested in hearing details.
Okay. So it's House Bill 5475. So Section 3 of the bill will permit municipalities to adopt an ordinance to allow development in certain areas of their town without review of Inland Wetlands Agency. That's not good. Without benefit of inland wetlands review, historical experience has shown that new development can contribute to flooding and storm water damage from degraded wetlands and water courses, which we must avoid as we work to build climate change resiliency. Section 1 of the bill will eliminate the ability of local government commissions, utilities, conservation, and environmental organizations, environmental justice groups, and most residents to intervene in administrative processes or judicial appeals under Connecticut Environmental Protection Act. Both sections will roll back 5 decades of environmental protection in Connecticut. So they're asking to contact your state representative to oppose the bill. Tell them that you will be also looking out for similar language that may be inserted in other bills. They're called legislative rats, as occurred during closing of days of the last legislative session.
So can I confirm that was House Bill 5475?
Correct.
And Section 3 and Section 1 are the two parts that Khaki Wig.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay, any further questions on that? Okay. And anyone else have communications? Okay, so moving on to old business. Jean, DRC.
Well, as you know, I've been traveling a lot. I have been trying to keep up with planning and zoning meetings. I haven't seen anything that was worthy of commenting on. So there's no report.
And just real, so P and Z I reviewed, and there's nothing germane to us yet.
I would
Krista
like to
opens.
know when they're going to start with the plan of conservation and development, because if I'm correct, I think we're due to have ours renewed next year for the town, and we should be very actively involved in especially the conservation sections of that document.
Okay, I'll send an email to the new chair.
Jeff.
Okay, Crystal, open space.
We did not meet this month.
Okay. Grace, Ag Commission.
I didn't get to the meeting.
Okay. Don't we have
Can I
a
chime in? Can I chime in on that? This is Mara.
yeah, Maura.
Only because I talked to Rebecca just the other day, and I think maybe you all remember that there was a grant they applied for. She kind of spearheaded through the Farmland Trust to try to bring soil health to farms, to try to teach folks. And I think actually it's more about starting with like even the town-owned land. Sorry, I'm not really up on the whole project, but she basically just asked me to let you guys know if you know of anyone who would be interested. There's actually a stipend for a part-time person to work on improving soil health on it's right here, on conservation and town-owned properties in Woodstock. It would be research, office work, hands-on field work, event organization, networking, mix of office, home, and field work, a few hours per week, more at times if available. Contact Crystal at the town hall or drop by the town hall for an application. So I don't know, maybe Crystal, you've posted this somewhere, but she's just really actively trying to get this person in place because they need to, keep showing progress on the grant. And it's been a little bit since they got awarded, so she's trying to reach out, so.
Yep,
Hmm.
it had been posted. I have someone who's interested and I'm going to work with Rebecca on that. But if
Oh,
anyone
good.
else, is interested, let me know because we can go from there.
Good. Okay, so it's still stewardship. It was again the good weather is probably going to be here next month. Any thoughts on stewardship from the group?
Mm. I think I said that I have trouble doing much for that right now. I mean, with work and just
Good.
being able to tromp around. So I know that, I guess, I don't know if Beth has any interest still, or I thought someone else said they were interested.
Yeah, this is Beth. I just don't have the bandwidth, unfortunately, right now. But just a heads up, if someone does do stuff, I have the box of like vests and property tags and stuff like that in my garage.
Okay. Any further comments on that?
Maybe we should look into a grant to hire someone to take on some of this responsibility because there's an awful lot of land that the town has conservation easements on that we were volunteered to monitor and they haven't been monitored. And I just feel that it's an important, job that has to get done, but our volunteer board doesn't have the capacity to do it. So, I mean, I don't know what grant funds would be available to help, but I think it's important that we consider doing that.
Who could look into grants?
I could ask if there's anything, but I don't know. I've never seen anything for that. I could talk to some of the land trusts and see what they do. See if they have any ideas.
Okay. Any other comments? So
I can check with my contacts from CLCC as well.
okay, thanks. Gene, pollinator pathway.
Okay, it's pollinator season, and I was very happy to go outside and see one of my shrubs completely buzzing with queen bumblebees, indicating they're up and starting their new colonies this season. My peach tree had small bees on it that I can't identify. It's still long enough for me to get a good picture. But that said, the Quiet Corner Garden Club has asked me again if the Conservation Commission would put up their pollinator pathway display at their Mother's Day plant sale, which will be on May 11th. And I agreed to bring it there with other pollinator fact sheets to continue spreading the word. I had spoken with Lee after the last time I was at a meeting, so 2 meetings ago, after Maura's mom had passed away, and he had approved that I guess up to $50 could purchase. Is that your limit? $50? I could
Yes.
purchase a plant to put into the memorial garden at the Grange. I haven't been over there to see how things look yet, but I will make my way over there. And I do need to have a dedication ceremony. My question is to the group whether you want me to see if more people want to contribute to it or if we just go with what we have and whether or not we want to plant some signage or anything. Signage could be just a small plaque saying Woodstock Memorial Pollinator Garden, or we could put signs on what the shrubs are that we planted.
I think it would be great, Jean, to see how things are doing. and to see whether or not all of
Yeah.
that excavating and turning over of dirt, whether it yielded good soil, whether or not there's, there's weeds. I think we should see how it's going to look before we add more.
Okay,
That's just my thought. I mean, we haven't had a chance to see whether the plants overwintered. I did add one last fall, late, before winter came, but no idea if everything did well or not.
okay.
I think a plaque would be a great idea. You know, come June, if we have extra, if we still have money left in the till, that may be a good thing to use it for.
I saw Maura light up. Maura, do you have something to say about like some of the signage that the district puts up, the costs and stuff?
Oh, actually, I think Tom just coughed. But anyway, I did want to say that I think the dedication to do that is a good idea, and I think like we should try to act like either get someone like from a newspaper to do an article, because I bet people won't even know about this unless we really advertise it, a little more. So I think that might be a good way to invite people and then try to just get the word out. And I mean, you're not going to put a sign like I think we use for like the rain gardens and stuff, because that's like $600. But maybe if there was something smaller, more on the level of a plaque, yeah. I mean, I could try to look into it with who we use at ECCD if people want me to. For
You
the
want
sign,
to do what with ECCD and hear what you said?
the sign company that we use is out of New York. I don't know if people want me to like look for a lower cost option of a small sign.
I think there's a trophy place too in Putnam that
Yes.
may do small plaques. I don't know what they cost.
That
I
might
think
be
in
better.
Woodstock, don't we have one in Woodstock?
Maybe
That little plaza?
up by you.
Yeah, toward right past Citizens Bank on 171. There's a little
Isn't-
plaza.
Maybe
Isn't
that's
that
what I'm thinking of.
New
Yeah.
England Awards and Trophies, I think.
Yeah. Gene, while we're at it, should we have one for Jay? Should we ask the Board of Selectmen, would they want to include one for Jay?
That's a great idea.
I think it would be very fitting.
I agree.
Does the commission want to, fund it, or what do you think, Crystal? Should we fund it or ask the town?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
Could you ask Chandler when you see him?
Yeah. Yep, I can ask him.
So, is there any thoughts about I mean, I do need to go over there and inspect it to see how things survived over the winter. I do need to look to see, if weeds are popping up all over the place, and we need to control it before we bring the public over there and say, hey, look what we did. Oops. So yes, I will try to get there when I'm going out and about. I could do that some evening after work, I guess. Maybe Thursday. Yeah, but does anybody have any thoughts about when would be a good time? I mean, I think we should do it sooner than later because we had a lot of momentum and then we kind of lost it because I got COVID and then it's winter. So things should be starting to bloom out. So your dog.
Someone mute the dog. Not my pet.
So again, does anybody have a suggested date or a date that I should avoid for putting together some kind of memorial ceremony? I gotta talk to Amy too.
I-
Reconvene May?
Weekends are pretty busy in the spring, so maybe, a week, night evening, maybe.
Oh,
Okay,
that's a better idea.
Yeah.
Night.
I think I would vote for at least June to make sure that things are blooming. You know,
And it
I know
gets dark
some things
later.
are start, yeah.
let me look this up really quick. There's such a thing as pollinator week. The official pollinator, oh, it's gonna download the whole thing. That's not what I want. Pollinator week. June 17 through 23, 2024.
Good.
So how about something that week?
The longest day week of the year.
Yeah.
Well,
And
we
if
wouldn't
nothing
have to
else,
worry about,
blooming,
yeah,
that's
doing it at nighttime.
Could do it on the first day of summer, June 20th.
on the
Wow.
solstice.
The summer solstice.
Yes.
We can all dance and throw flowers.
We'll watch you do that.
Oh, thank you.
Really.
Cheer you on.
That's a Thursday evening. Crystal, is Amy at any meetings on Thursday evenings on the third Thursday?
Oh, yes. At 6 o'clock, Board of Selectmen, at 7:30, I believe, Planning and Zoning.
Okay, so that's probably not a good night just
No.
because Amy's not available.
Well, you can go Juneteenth, the day before, Wednesday night. Are there any meetings then?
That is a federal holiday and the town hall is closed.
And that impacts us why?
Meetings? You asked if there were meetings that night.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, so town hall is closed, there won't be any meetings, so.
Right,
So
it's
Amy is
a federal
potentially
holiday,
available
so,
unless she's
yeah.
got a pressing Juneteenth celebration she's, gotta be at. So,
What?
yeah, just joking. That's a joke.
Okay.
Why?
All right,
She might.
so I will kind of look towards pollinator week and I'll ask Amy if June 19th works for her, and I will follow up with a general announcement email, not a meeting, to the group. Well, we have another meeting between now and then, but
Yeah,
June is better to me than May. So
So would we want to have that plaque ready by then, or?
exactly.
I would think so. And we'd have to research how much they would cost and how much we have in our budget. And this might be something that we might use money from our special budget for rather than our regular budget. If it's more expensive, because I don't know what bills we have left to pay for the rest of the
Yes.
calendar
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
So
so
if we have
that's
money
how,
in our, if we have money left in our regular standard account, then yeah, we'll use that.
Right.
But otherwise, we take. I can't imagine they cost a lot because I see those placards put on benches, and I don't think they would do that if they were expensive. So
yeah,
I'll
agreed.
look for that. So what would we want the plaque to say? Woodstock Memorial Pollinator Garden dedicated in memory of lost loved ones.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. That'll
What
do
did I
it.
say? I gotta write it down. Woodstock Memorial
Pollinator garden.
Pollinator Garden. Dedicated. Do we want to put a year?
Yeah, lost loved ones. Yeah, 2024. So 200 years from now, people know when it was put up.
Gotta make sure that plaque's gonna last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Has to
Get
be
the
real
ultra-
metal.
Get the ultra.
When they plowed the Grange parking lot, they didn't pile snow on it or no one backed into it. So those are my concerns. Like I said, I haven't been able to get over there, but I will keep you abreast of the next steps. And Grace and I will make arrangements for her to get the trifold to me before the plant sale at the Woodside Fairgrounds on May 11th. And I could tell you they're going to be offering native plants because I just spent the whole weekend digging them up from my yards and washing the roots off so that it wouldn't be spreading worms. So there'll be lots of good things available for people to purchase if you choose to come.
Excellent. Okay, Crystal, anything new, Sustainable Connecticut?
No.
Okay. And anyone have any comments or about Eversource? I haven't seen anything new.
I was sent a copy of a report from Eversource about the number of different electrical outages based on different sources, cars, trees, and other things. And trees were by far the highest number, but I don't recall any trees falling where they had planned to do this pilot project. And I think they hit different parts of town. That's just my personal observation. I have not heard anything, follow up on the repairing buffers that still have no trees on them, nothing planted on them.
Right, but Bill said just let it be. That was his recommendation. Let nature take over.
Well, there's one stretch on 171 where they took down all the trees, but they left all the winged euonymus. That's what nature's going to take over with. So that's not the look we really want to go for.
One of those
Um,
stretches is, I'm keeping an eye on one of those stretches because it's right near my house, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it'll probably be filled with poison ivy, which is actually a good native plant, but
Well,
We'll see.
it's not native. It's not native, is it?
Yes, it is.
Sure it is.
it
It's
is.
native? Oh,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
I know
yeah.
in Europe they used it to beautify gardens.
It's
for-
it's good for wildlife too, but we'll
Good.
see what comes in there.
Well, it'll keep people away, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so on to new business. Anyone happen to go to a workshop or aware of a workshop coming up?
I can report on a presentation that was given at a Thames River Basin Partnership meeting, my last one, as the coordinator. We had Lori Surr from DEEP talking about the update to the state green plan. And that's the plan that influences what properties get open space money from the state or protective open space. And they're very early on in the process. They have so far almost narrowed down what they want to define as open space, where things we count as open space on our inventory wouldn't meet their criteria. And once they decide on the definition, they're going to hire a consultant who's then going to work with land trust, municipal open space committees, and other state DEP, forest, other open space to come up with a list. She is not sure, but the goal was 20 by 20 by 20 by 20 or 21 by 21. 21% of the state is open space. She thinks they're over that number now, which we are not in Woodstock. But they might up the goals. They're not sure yet. They're still in that process of deciding. And the public will have the ability to participate as this plan is going forward. And I strongly urge those that care about open space to stay involved in knowing what decisions are being made. I mean, I've been to so many meetings about we need to protect source water areas. Well, the source water areas up in northeastern Connecticut are not well protected with open space. And the formula they use for determining how much a town or a land trust gets back from the open space grant, how much match they have to provide, is based on whether your community is economically distressed. So I raised my hand and they said, well, Willimantic is economically distressed, but the open space they need to protect is not in their town. And she goes, yeah, I know that's a problem. So, like I said, it's an ongoing process, and it's be aware of it. And if you see notifications and an opportunity to comment, I recommend you do.
Anyone else?
I went to the CLCC conference last month. There was a lot. It's kind of hard to nutshell it, but the keynote speakers were talking about climate change and its effects on forests, and thinking, how we can make proactive decisions in the knowledge that the climate's changing and our forests are going to be affected by that. For example, do we want to plant species that would be more accustomed to warmer climates, etc. And this forestry community is still undecided on that. However, most importantly is to keep the forest healthy, so they can be resilient to whatever changes come their way. And yeah, it was a good conference. And Plant Science Day, I don't know if anyone here would be interested in Plant Science Day, but that's in August. Sponsored by the Ag Experiment Station. Let's see if I can get the exact date. Hold on. August 7th.
Isn't that usually a Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
I got notice for Celebrating Agriculture. I sent in the form that we would participate. It will be on September 21st, and it again will be at the Brooklyn Fairgrounds.
Thank you.
And I did get the tablecloth, so that would be why our budget is a little bit low. It's forest green and it has the town logo, and so we're
Good for you.
official now.
Thanks, Grace. Anyone else? Hey, I
had a question for Beth when she's talking about forests and resiliency. We have Bradford pear. It is the season where they're all in bloom. And is there any talk about doing something, convincing towns that planted them because they think they're beautiful to not have Bradford pears as ornamental trees?
There's plenty of talk about them in the conservation community about how they're not really helpful for wildlife. They're not helpful in general. There's, in terms of the state, there's nothing they're specifically doing to kind of strongly encourage people not to plant them, but yeah.
For
So
those of you that aren't familiar with Bradford pear, just take a ride down Kennedy Drive towards 395. They Putnam is one of the municipalities that planted them as ornamental street trees. And they're brilliant white and bloom right now, so they are aesthetically pleasing. But then you look along the river trail and you see all these other ones growing there that nobody put there. They just kind of volunteered there. I understand they smell bad too. I've not gotten close and personal
Yeah,
with one, but
yeah.
they're beautiful, but they're not fragrant in a pleasing way. But
Yeah, not the best. Interestingly, I'm finding out that there's a lot of grants available for urban communities to do tree planting and urban forestry, and the resources that people are using is that Eversource 30 by 30 for urban communities, and so Deep's gonna be working on creating their own resource because as we know, like it's not all natives, it's not the best advice, it's advice from Eversource. So, but yeah, people are getting their advice from nurseries and things like that. And Eversource.
I'll counter act them with different better advice. I hope that's part of your job. I
Yeah.
did see that Nature Conservancy got a huge grant for urban forestry. That
Yeah.
we wouldn't qualify in Woodstock because first of all, we have forests and
No.
we're not a distressed community.
Yeah.
Okay, open discussion, Jean.
I said my piece with pollinator pathway. I don't have much more that I'm going to push on you guys at this time.
Crystal,
I don't have anything.
Pam,
Nothing.
Woof, Lori.
I have a question. Quite a long time ago, there was some discussion about solar farms, and there was a loophole that we were concerned about as a commission that sorry about that, solar farms might exploit. And I understand that there's at least one, maybe two solar farms that are coming to Woodstock now, Verigy over on Castle Rock Road, and I don't know where the other one is. But I don't remember what that loophole was. It was something about taxes and cost or something.
Solar farms are exempt from property tax. That's why I understand.
I see. All right, well, there's gonna be big ones then, and I guess.
And those, if it's a large solar farm, it'll be locally exempt, meaning the local planning, zoning, wetlands do not get to weigh in on it. It'll be reviewed by the state stormwater division and the siting council, and local people will not have any voice on it. I did think of one thing to add. Last year, the Lost Green Valley Water Quality Monitoring Program did stream temperature monitoring, looking for cold water streams that can support native brook trout and the slimy sculpin. And out of the 7 streams that we tested, only one came back as a cold water stream, and that was Peckham Brook in Woodstock. So Peckham Brook is a cold water stream, has really healthy bugs in it, but it's loaded with bacteria and nutrients.
Hey, Beth,
I'm all set.
Grace,
No,
Maura.
I don't remember if the last time I was at a meeting, if I asked to have the dirt roads project put on the agenda. I know I said something about it, but I might have said, hold off, I don't know. So
I
that's,
do. This is Grace. I do believe you said to hold off until you did a little bit more work. I
Okay,
promise
well-
I did have it noted down.
yeah, no, I think I told you all, though, maybe the last meeting I was at, that I did go to the Wetlands Commission. I did tell you guys that, right? And and showed them pictures, specifically on Sherman Road and Taylor, which is where there's issues with stormwater runoff going directed to vernal pools. So I actually did get a response, which was nice, from Dan Malo, who is the new wetlands agent and zoning enforcement officer. And he actually sent an email to Jay, but I assume that somebody else hopefully will pick this up because I see there's other names on there. That the wetlands agency wanted the Board of Selectmen to, you know, be aware of the townwide stormwater runoff issues on town roads and specifically unpaved that contribute to sedimentation of adjacent wetlands and watercourses. So the wetlands agency had talked about it a number of times, I guess, over the last 6 months. And so they're looking to they're hoping there's going to be a systematic approach to budgeting and planning to mitigate issues like this. So basically, you know, he recognized that he knew that the selectmen were concerned about this, and you know, just that each site is going to be specific to like how it can be addressed. So they're looking to evaluate an inventory and prioritize the most urgent areas as a first step. So Jason Scranton, head of the highway department, I guess, supplied the land use office with road lists to start the process of building an inventory. And then did recognize that the Conservation Commission, meaning me and Jean gave me a Penn State University environmentally sensitive road maintenance practices document. So I gave that to them and he forwarded that. So, you know, it looks like things are sort of getting underway with that. I'm hoping that it can continue. I know there's probably a little bit of a setback with, you know, things moving along with the selectmen and who will be stepping in and all that. So, but I'm hopeful that, you know, I'm going to at some point contact Dan and, you know, mention that I feel like the ones on Taylor, and these have been going on for years, and there is a lot of sediment getting into those vernal pools and compromising them. So, or even, you know, like a intermittent stream as well. And I just really want it to not get pushed, you know, down the road too long, so to speak, you know, because it's just really discouraging for me as I walk a lot on the road to continue to see. And it was just strange because I thought the last storm, they had actually done something a little bit differently as to where they directed some of this runoff. But then there was like this huge pile of dirt that was like dumped like right near where the water all comes. So it not only, you know, it just was adding, I didn't understand, and I don't know, maybe it was a mistake, but so I will continue to, you know, reach out and as I'm able, and just keep following up with this. So, I mean, I would like it to be on the agenda as an ongoing, because it sounds like they are taking it up as an ongoing process of trying to figure some things out. And
Awesome, Laura. Glad to hear that you've made some progress.
yeah, and I don't know if, Jean, you mentioned the other issue, not issue, but the other thing I wanted to make sure everybody knew about your retirement party. Did you mention that to people?
I sent it to Lee. No, I didn't.
That was you
Well, I think that's
retiring?
like- I am
You should-
retiring at the end of the month.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Congratulations.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
That's great.
So now
Yeah.
you'll have time to to be president of this.
You know,
body.
you wouldn't believe how many people think I have more time to do stuff. Somebody just was trying to encourage me to get on the Connecticut Council of Environmental Quality, on the board. I mean, I said, wait a minute. And there are people like, oh, you're going to be a consultant? I'd like to hire you. I said, wait a minute. I need downtime. So yeah, what I do going forward is, I'll take my time to think about it. Right now, I want to get my projects done that I put on hold for years. But yeah, there will be a I like to call it like a drive-by at Roseland Park on Friday afternoon, 2 to 4. Anybody wants to stop by, it's there.
May
May
10th.
10th, yes.
Gee,
Friday, May 10th.
Yeah, so I'm planning that and with some other people and yeah, so it's just light refreshments and it's gonna be at the beach house that's overlooking Roseland. Jean's done, as you probably all know, a lot of work, so it seems an appropriate place to wish her well, and so everyone is invited, and I'll send the I have made up a little flyer, just it doesn't say much more than that, but to remind everybody.
Oh, congrats, Gene. Unfortunately, I'll be overseas, but I'll be thinking about it.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what you're going to think about when you're overseas. Where are you going?
There's a karate competition in Wales.
Nice.
Competing or your daughter?
For me,
You're competing. Good for you.
yeah, I'm a black belt now.
Don't mess with him.
Yeah,
Sweet.
going for my second degree now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where I spend all my extra time. So I have you'd be interested. We have our second generation solar array up. Just went live a few weeks ago.
Nice.
So replaced the old one, got new panels, expanded it. So we're like 18,000 kilowatts a year. So
Wow.
now, we can fully power the electric cars.
And do you have a battery backup system?
So it's still cost prohibitive. So actually, if anyone does solar panels, the state, excuse me, the state like reimburses you some of it, and then you actually can sign up to actually you're a power source in the state on high energy days will take your power and put it on the grid and you get paid for it. But it's absolutely too much money for me, at least, for someone, for the average Joe. When the cost comes down a lot, I'll invest in it. But it's crazy expensive.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the panels I have on my roof. So you felt that the ones you had, these new ones are more efficient, and and the cost to expand was not cost prohibitive because of all the programs going on right now.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, we replaced the ones in the barn and put some new ones up on the house itself. And I have this great little app that tells me real time just how much we're making and using. So I constantly check it. Today was a great day.
Belong on rooftops, not in forests, but so I think it's great.
So next month's meeting, is it going to be the third Monday, Grace? Because it's Memorial Day.
The 20th, yes.
Okay, so everybody be aware of that.
Okay.
And anything else for the good of the order? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Jean.
Is there a second?
Second, Beth.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Have
Happy
fun in
spring.
Wales.
Thank you.
Good luck at
We
your
should-
tournament.
We should have said Happy Earth Day.
Oh,
Today's
yes,
Earth
it
Happy
is
Day.
Earth Day.
Oh,
Day.
yeah.
A little late. Better
Mhm.
late than never. Bye,
Okay.
all.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night.